Hey guys, it's Nick. I'm once again reading The One Thing, The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And this is probably my maybe fifth time reading this book. And every time I read it, I get a great takeaway. And I want to share what my one thing has been over the past 5 weeks. I'm going to be a transparent and authentic teacher as I tell you that over the past decade, I have failed to know my students' names. Of course, I know most of their names. Of course, I know the ones who are great and the ones who sometimes are those students who cause a little extra grief. I know their names, but it's the quiet ones who do what they're told all the time and do what's asked of them, do what's expected. And those ones, unfortunately, often fall through the cracks. As educators, it's tough to remember their names sometimes. And once you get to the third or fourth or fifth week of school, it's embarrassing to say, "What's your name again?" And it's tough because then you get to April or May and you're like, I don't know your name, so I'm just going to keep saying, "Hey, how we doing?" And it's so clear. Teenagers know when you don't know what their name is, and it's really tough. And it's tough as a teacher when you are trying to make a difference every day in the lives of your students when you don't have that connection with kids. So over the past 5 weeks, I've been reading The One Thing again, and essentially it all boils down to, what is the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else is unnecessary or unimportant? Now, I paraphrased a little bit, but essentially that's the gist of it. And I realized about 5 weeks ago that the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else just doesn't matter as much is learning the names and faces of my students. Just that simple act does powerful things. All the things that I strive to do as an educator, it's no longer as important to work at because I know their names. All the things about creating a culture, I don't have to focus on creating a culture if I simply know the students' names. And I'm proud to say that by the end of the fourth week of school, no, it was by the end of the third week of school, I was able to, every single student, call them by name to their face. And yes, I made a few mistakes, and let's say that I forgot Jackie's name. I apologized. I made sure I remembered Jackie's name. I kept going, and then I went back to Jackie and making sure that I remembered Jackie's name. I intentionally used Jackie's name like 17 times over the next 5 minutes, and then I no longer forgot Jackie's name, and I think, yes, I made a mistake and I forgot her name, but I think it was powerful to her that she saw that it affected me so much that I didn't remember her name, that I went above and beyond to get her name. And of course I just heard a crash from inside. I'm going to poke my head in and make sure that my daughter is okay. I heard a crash and a scream. So let's go make sure that the children are okay. Is everything okay? I'm still videoing, so there is broken glass on the ground.
Dad, are you serious?
I am. What did you do?
It was me.
It was you? Okay, it's okay. What was it?
It was that glass thing. It was a rectangle thing. It was a container. It was meant to go up there, but Will didn't take it earlier today, and I
Cool.
did it.
Hey, shoes on. I'm gonna finish this video, and then I'm gonna. Is the Roomba still going?
Yep.
Okay. Turn the Roomba off, and I will sweep and vacuum. Do your best to sweep it up, and then I'll come in to help out. Okay. Cool. I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's funny. Okay. So. Oh well. Glass breaks. I was talking about The One Thing and what I did with The One Thing. There have been so many different variations of The One Thing that I've done over the past years, and I love how It's sort of like it's like when I read the Bible, and how every single time I read it, I can take different things away from it. And if you haven't read The One Thing, I do suggest it. There is an audiobook available. If you've never done Audible before, I can send you the link to the book. And with Audible, everyone's first book is free. So if this is the book that you want to read for free or listen to for free, you can do that. But I am a big fan. You can pick it up anywhere. It's a big top seller, so it's easy to find. And a lot of people, they benefit from it. So I'm a big fan. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you find one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else is just less important or unnecessary. And I'm going to go inside and clean up broken glass. Okay, bye.